Hello, everybody. Scooney 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 11-12 Houston Astros taking on the 14-9 St. Louis Cardinals. This is game one of a three-game series between the Astros and the Cardinals. Who's going to take the game? Who's going to take the first game of this series? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. And here is the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Leading off, the second baseman, Kazui Matsuri. Batting second, the center fielder, Darren Estrada. Batting third, the shortstop, Miguel Teja. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Lance Berkman. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Carlos Lee. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Jeff Bloom. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Hunter Pence. Batting eighth, the catcher, J.R. Tells. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Sean Chackhorn. On the mound for the Cardinals, it is Brandon Looper. Comes into the game with a starting ERA of 3.33. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 27 innings, allowed 26 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 6 walks. We're here at Busch Stadium, which gives a -3 to strikeouts, but nothing to walks and home runs. And with that, Kazui Matsuri steps up into the batter's box. His bat is average. He's batting a .240, and here is the first pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, double question mark to start off. It's a double star and a 1-2. The 11 is too high. So 3-5, column 3, row 5. Then we take a look at the D20 for the result, which is an 11. It is outside of the range of the double star. 6-6, column 6, row 6 off the batter's card. And that is going to be a ground ball down the third baseline to Gladys. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Pujols for out number 1. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the St. Louis Cardinals. We got Duncan out there in left field. Ankle will be in center. Schumacher will be in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Gladys on third. Ryan will be at short. Kennedy at second. Pujols at first. Molan will be behind the plate. And Looper is on the mound. Darren Estrada batting a .242. And here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is going to be a wild pitch. No runners on. We are going to roll for the batter, as the wild pitch rule has changed. Darren Estrada, 1-2, column 1, row 2. We have a split result. So, on a split result, we look to the right-hand side of the slash. Brandon Looper is a right-handed batter. And that'd be a double out there in the center field. Miguel Teja batting a .267. Strategy rolls a 19, and here is the pitch. To Teja, that's going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's a strikeout on a 1-3. The 11 is too high. By the way, strategy roll is a 19. Anytime we have a runner on base, we do roll for strategy. Astros holding off. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Fly ball back there to center field. Ankle will go back. Eyes it up. Duncan comes over as well, but makes the catch. Estrada will hold with runners on second and less than 2 outs. On a fly ball out there to center field, we subtract 1 from the base run rating, 2 from ankle, because of his arm. That makes it a 1, makes his base run rating a 0. We roll 1d6 against the adjusted base run rating. If the d6 was less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, he would advance to third, otherwise he holds. So with that, Estrad will hold at second. And with that, Lance Berkman now up to bat. He's batting a .289. Strategy roll is a 6. Astros holding off 2 outs, runner on second. And here is the pitch to Berkman. And that is going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5, possible error on a ground ball. Now, on an error check, we do check the number in the bracket. And whose error range are we checking? 5-2. Column 5, row 2, and that is going to be a power hit out there to center field. On a 1-7, it's a double, an 8-13, it's a triple, and 14-20, it's a fly out. It's a 20 on the D20, so we roll 1 D20 against the power hit line. It's a 20, it's a fly out. We are going to check ankles error range. It's a 0. The die roll is a 4, no error there, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Astros will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off, the right fielder, Skip Schumacher. Batting second, the center fielder, Rick Ankel. Batting third, the first baseman, Albert Pujols. Batting fourth, the left fielder. In the cleanup position, we got Chris Duncan. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Troy Gladys. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Adam Kennedy. Batting seventh, the catcher, Yadier Molon. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Brandon Looper. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Brendan Ryan. On the mound for the Astros, it is Sean Chalkhorn, who will come into today's game with a starting ERA of a 6.95. No wins, 3 losses. He's pitched 23 1/3 of an inning, allowed 26 hits, 13 strikeouts, and 11 walks. And with that, Skip Schumacher steps up into the batter's box. He's batting a .243, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's going to be a walk plus. So, on a walk plus, we add 10 to the walk range, plus whatever Busch Stadium offers. In this case, it is a 0. So there is no change, no outside additional change to Schumacher's walk range. However, we do add 10. That makes it an 18. That is a 6. And they'll start this game off with a walk. So Schumacher will trot on down to first, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for the starting defense for the Houston Astros. We got Lee out there in left field. Estrada will be in center. Pence will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Bloom at third. Teja will be at short. Matsui will be on second. Berkman at first. Towles will be behind the plate, and Chalkhorn will be on the mound. Rick Ankel batting a .245, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 9 with no outs. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, home run on a 1-19. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a fly ball back there to Pence. He'll go back, make the catch, and that'll put one away. Albert Pujols batting a .240, a .421. Strategy roll is an 11, and here is the pitch. That is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1, at the ballpark. So anytime you roll the at symbol off of the pitcher card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. In this case, we're going to resolve this play at the plate for Albert Pujols using the Busch Stadium card. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, double star 4. That's a fly ball back there to Lee. Lee goes back, makes the catch, and puts 2 away. Also, when you have 2 outs and runners on base, you add a +1 to the base run rating. Strategy roll 16, Cardinals holding off. Chris Duncan batting a .226, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Duncan, and that's going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is going to be a blank. Now, because Duncan is a left-handed batter, on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash. That's how we get the blank. 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 3. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Pence into right field. Pence goes back, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, but the Cardinals will leave 1 stranded after 1. We're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Carlos Lee, Jeff Bloom, and Hunter Pence due up for the Astros. Carlos Lee batting a .415, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Lee being a right-handed batter. Right-handed side of the slash off the pitcher card. That's going to be a blank. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Fly ball back there to Duncan. Duncan will make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Jeff Bloom batting a .216, and here is the pitch. Bloom, 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is going to be a range play. Now, on a range play, we check the first number of the defense. And whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's a fly ball back there to Duncan. Duncan's range is on a 1-3. It's a 2. Duncan makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, Hunter Pence. Batting a .239, and here is the pitch. Pence. 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is going to be a hit by pitch. Looper will add a +5. That makes it a 10. We check the D20. It's a 20. It is outside of the range. Does not get hit. However, it is a 5-5, column 5, row 5, double star 3. Fly ball back there to Schumacher. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. Cardinals retiring the Astros in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Troy Gladys, Adam Kennedy, and Yadier Milan due up for the Cardinals. Troy Gladys batting a .312, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6. Row 3, that's a strikeout on a 1-6. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Adam Kennedy batting a .293. And here is the pitch. For Kennedy, that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-4. The 7 is too high. And that's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a ground ball to second base. Matsui will make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Yadier Milan up. He's batting a .243, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is going to be a walk on a 1-6. The 19 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Fly ball back there to center field. Estrada will come in, sees it, makes the catch. as he'll make a, as he will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Astros retire the Cardinals in order, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's J.R. Towles, Sean Chalkhorn, and Kazue Matsui due up for the Astros. J.R. Towles batting a 130. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, double question mark. And that is going to be a single on a 1-6, Towles being a right-handed batter. So that's where we get the 1-6 from. The 11 is too high. Now, on a double question mark, that is the only result we resolve for right now. 4-3, column 4, row 3. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Skip. Skip sees it, comes in, makes the catch, and puts one away. Sean Chalkhorn, the pitcher. 5 games, 7 at-bats, no average just yet. But here's the pitch to Chalkhorn, sorry. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-9, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a ground ball up the middle. Looper makes the catch, throws it over to Pujols for out number 2. And we go to the top of the order. Kazue Matsui, 0 for 1 today. And here is the pitch. Matsui. 3-5, column 3, row 5, double question mark on a it's a double star on a 1-2. The 6, it's too high. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's a base hit. And Matsui will get on with a base hit. He'll keep the inning alive. Darren Estrada is up. He's 1 for 1 with a double. Strategy roll is a 9, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-9, the 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Gladys. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Astros will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Brandon Looper, Brandon Ryan, and Skip Schumacher due up for the Cardinals. Looper batting an 091. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, strikeout on a 1-15. The 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. It's a ground ball down the first baseline. Berkman gets the catch, tags the base, and puts 1 away. Brandon Ryan batting a 208, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank. Ryan with a 5-6, column 5, row 6. It's a fly ball back there to Pence. He'll make the catch. And that will put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. We go to the top of the order. Skip Schumacher walked his last time up. And here is the pitch. Schumacher 2-1, column 2, row 1. This time it's a strikeout on a 1-2. The 10 is too high. Schumacher 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a fly ball back there to center field. Estrada will make the catch, and that'll put 2 away, and that will retire the side. So the Astros retire the Cardinals in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. After 3, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 4th. Miguel Teja, Lance Berkman, and Carlos Lee due up for the Astros. Miguel Teja, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. Teja, 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's going to be a double out there in the center field. It's a one-hopper off the wall, and with that, Teja will get on with, leads off with a double. And with that, strategy roll is a 20. Now, anytime you roll a 20 on the strategy die, it is a pick-off chance. And with that, Brandon Looper will pick off on a 1 to 3. It's a 7, nothing happens. And with that, it's 4-2, column 4, row 2. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Ryan. He'll make the catch there. No error range. So the 11 is outside of the range. No error. And with that, it is going to be an only out at first. Runner advances on balls hit to first, second, or the catcher. In this case, it's hit to the shortstop. Runners advanced on balls hit to the shortstop or pitcher. If the base run rating of the batter beats the roll of 1d6, otherwise they hold. And with that, it is 1 out and a runner on second. Carlos Lee is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 6. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. It's an S+8 out there to ankle. And with that, Astros will score a run. Lee goes to first. He will hold. And if the roll is higher than the adjusted base run rating, the batter holds with a single. And with that, it's a single. However, it's an RBI single by Carlos Lee, and the Astros strike first. It's 1-0. Jeff Bloom, 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 7. Infield, double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, strikeout. On a 1-6, that is a 2. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Hunter Pence, 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch. Pence, 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-8. The 14 is too high. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's going to be a pop-up to third base. Gladys will get underneath it. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Rick Ankel, Albert Pujols, and Chris Duncan due up for the Cardinals. Rick Ankel, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-11. The 8 in range struck him out. And that'll put one away. Albert Pujols, who is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Double question mark, double star on a 1-7. That is a 2. And on the auto outline off the pitcher card, you're going to roll 1d6 against that line. That'll tell you the auto out. In the PC game, which is what we'll play in here, it'll randomly choose it. It's going to be a fly ball to Estrada. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Chris Duncan, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Duncan, 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout. On a 1-9, the 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, and that's going to be a fly ball out there to center field to Estrada. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals as the Astros retire them in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Easy hitting the score there. After 4. It's Astros 1, Cardinals nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. J.R. Towles, Sean Chalkhorn, and Kazuya Matsui due up for the Astros. J.R. Towles 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Busch Stadium. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be a double star 4, and that is going to be a ground ball to the down the first baseline to Pujols. He'll make the catch there, and that'll put 1 away. Sean Chalkhorn is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Chalkhorn, 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to be a base hit out there into right field. Schumacher can't make the play in time. He'll come in as the ball drops right in front of him. And with that, Chalkhorn will get on with a base hit. Runner on first, strategy roll is a 1, and we go to the top of the order. Kazuya Matsui, who is 1 for 2, strategy roll is a 1. Infield at double play depth, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Fly ball out there in the center field. Ankle sees it, eyes it up, makes the catch, and puts 2 and records another out. 2 away, and Darren Estrada is up. He's 1 for 2 with a double, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a ground ball to Kennedy. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Troy Gladys, Adam Kennedy, and Yadier Molina due up for the Cardinals. Troy Gladys, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. That is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout on a 1-6. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's a double out there into right field. Pence will make the catch there. And it's a 2-base hit. And Troy Gladys will lead off with a double. Adam Kennedy, who is 0 for 1 today. Strategy roll is a 5, infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, home run on a 1-2. The 10 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, and that's going to be a base hit past the shortstop. And with that, runners are now on. With that, Kennedy puts runners on the corners. Gladys will go to third. He'll come home on a 3 through 6. That is a 2. He'll hold. And with that, that will definitely end the no-hitter there for Sean. He went 4 innings with no hits. Yadier Molano is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 9, infield playing in. And here is the pitch. Cardinals holding off on strategy. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1. The 9 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a base hit past Matsui. So Cardinals tie the game up. Kennedy goes to second, but does he pick up the extra base? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3 to 6. That is a 3. And once again, the Cardinals now have runners on the corners. So once again, runners on the corners, infield staying in. Strategy roll is a 2. No outs. Brandon Looper up. He's 0 for 1. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk on a 1-7. That is a 3, and that'll load the bases. So the bases are loaded as Brendan Ryan comes up. Ryan is 0 for 1. Strategy roll 13, Cardinals. Standing pat. Infield still playing in. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1-5. The 9 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 3. It's a fly ball back there to Pence. He'll make the catch. And that is a failed sacrifice roll. SF roll would be a 1. That is a 2. And the runners will hold. So 1 out, bases are loaded, and we go to the top of the order. Skip Schumacher. Strategy roll is a 12. Infield playing in. And here is the pitch. Sean looks for the sign. He gets it. The pitch, it's a 4-5, column 4, row 5, hit by pitch. Sean gives a -4, makes it a 0. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a base hit past the shortstop. Taya dives for it, but it goes past his glove. But he'll recover, gets it. Another run scores. It's 2-1 Cardinals, and the bases are still loaded. Milan holds at third. Looper holds at second. Rick Ankle, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 13, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. It's a power hit to Pence. So in a 1 to 8, it's a single. 9 to 14, it's a double. 15 to 18, it's a triple. It's a 6. That's going to be good for a base hit. Pence's range is on a 1 to 4. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. However, Milan tags up. He'll head for home. He'll score. As the throw to Teja is cut off, as the throw to home is cut off, and the Cardinals have a 2-run lead. Albert Pujols, 0 for 2. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Strategy roll, 13 infield, normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. Pujols, 4-3, column 4, row 3, double star 1. Fly ball back there to Lee. Lee goes back, eyes it up, makes the catch at the track. He had to go deep for that one. But he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And the Cardinals will leave 2 stranded. We go after 5. It's Cardinals 3, Astros 1. We go to the top of the 6th. Miguel Teja, Lance Berkman, and Carlos Lee due up for Houston. Miguel Teja is 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, column 5, row 6. It's a base hit down the third baseline. Because remember, Looper is a right-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look to the right-handed side of the slash. So Teja will lead off with a base hit. Strategy roll is an 11. The infield playing double play. Is that double play depth? Lance Berkman is 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. He's a switch hitter. He's batting left. That is a 1. The 9 is too high. That's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a fly ball back there to Duncan. Duncan gets under it, makes the catch, and that'll put 1 away. 1 away, Carlos Lee is up. Lee, 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Strategy roll is a 14, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a ground ball to Kennedy. He'll make the catch. Is it a double play? Let's take a look. 0-0, the pivot being the shortstop with that. So the base is going to be a 3 for a double play. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play. It is a 5. The die roll is higher than the 3. So if the roll is greater than the runner on first, it's a force out at second. So Teja will get forced out. And Carlos Lee is on by fielder's choice. So strategy roll 20 as Jeff Bloom comes up. Remember, it's a pickoff on a 1-3. It's an 8, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a walk plus on a 1-16. That is a 5. Remember, we add 10 for the plus. It's more than a walk, it's a walk plus. Runners on first and second as Hunter Pence comes up. He's 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's a ground ball to Pujols down the first baseline. His range is on a 1-5. That is a 3, and Pujols will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Astros will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Chris Duncan, Troy Gladys, and Adam Kennedy due up for the Cardinals. Chris Duncan 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, range play at the ballpark. So it's going to be a range play at Busch Stadium. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 6. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Pence. Pence's range is on a 1-4. That is a 2. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side, puts 1 away. Pence is 7 for 12 on his range plays. Troy Gladys, 1 for 2 today with a double, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to go back there to Pence on a 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a double this time out there to right field. Pence's range 1-4. And this time it's a 2. He'll make that catch. And with that, he's 8 for 13 on range plays. Adam Kennedy is 1 for 2 with a run scored. 2 up, 2 down, and here is the pitch. By the way, Sean can face 2 more batters before he's considered tired. It looks like we do have action in the Astros bullpen. And that's going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank. However, that's going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a ground ball to Teja. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Cardinals. So as the Astros retire the Cardinals in order. After 6, it's Cardinals 3, Astros 1. We go to the top of the 7th. J.R. Towles, Sean Chalkhorn, and Kazoi Matsuri due up for the Astros. Looper, he's going to come. They are going to let Looper pitch. So Looper is going to pitch. However, they are giving him the 1 more. So bullpen for the Cardinals also warming up. And here is the pitch. He can face 1 more before he's considered tired. They are going to let him to see how he does. They are going to keep him out there for this inning. It's a 2-1, column 2, row 1, possible error. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a fly ball back there to Duncan. Duncan, error range is on a 1-20. An error roll of a 6 even, there is no error. So that'll put 1 away, and that makes Brandon Looper tired. Sean Chalkhorn is up. Does Chalkhorn take the hit? He does. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, possible error. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, and that's going to be a base hit to Schumacher. His error range is a 0, that is a 5, no error there. And Sean will get on with a base hit. All right, they're giving him the one more. It's 1 out, runner on first, strategy roll 19. It's a sacrifice play. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, possible error on a ground ball. Bunted hard, proceed as you would with any ground double play. So we're going to click the bunt. He bunts it to first to Pujols. That is a 4. The 19 is a ground double play. And it's a double play to get out of the inning. 0, 0. That is a 2. Pivot being the shortstop. If the die roll is equal to or less than the ground double play rating, it's a double play. Sing! Take me up to the ball game. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Yadier Molina, Brandon Looper, and Brandon Ryan do up. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here in St. Louis. Astros scoring the only run in the third inning. Cardinals came back in the 5th to score 3. It's 1 run, 7 hits, no errors for the Astros. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Cardinals. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the for the Astros, and that is going to be we're going to bring in Fernando will come in. Fernando Neve will come in. He comes into the game with a 16.67 ERA. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. He's got no wins and no losses. Taking a look at the stats here for Sean. Sean won 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 6.45. 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup for the Cardinals that are off the face-off with the bottom of the order. Yadier is up. He's 1 for 2 today with a run and an RBI. And the pitch. It's a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1. The 2 is too high. That's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Teja will make the catch, throw it over to Berkman. And that is out number 1. Looper not taking the hit. They're going to bring in Ryan Ludwig. Ludwig comes into the game batting a .333, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Ludwig. It's going to be a 3-2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a strikeout on a 1-11. The 6 in range struck him out. And that is going to bring up Brandon Looper, 2 up, 2 down. Looper is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Looper, 4-1, column 4, row 1, home run. That's a 0. The 20 is too high. And that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. And that is going to be a fly ball out there to Stroud. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the after 7. It is Cardinals 3, Astros 1. We go to the top of the 8th. Darren Estrad, Miguel Teja, and Lance Berkman do up for the Astros. Looper, done. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound for St. Louis. And let's see, we got a left-right switch. We're going to bring in Kyle. Kyle McClan comes into the game with an 8.63 ERA. He's got no wins and no losses. Does have one save. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Looper. Looper went 7 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and an ERA of a 2.92. Real quick, Albert Pujols, he went on his range price. He's 5 for 5 on range. By the way, we haven't taken a look at his range. He did make a range play early on in the game. Darren Estrad, who is 1 for 3 with a double, and here is the pitch. Estrad, 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is an at the ballpark. We're going to go to the ballpark card. 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star 5. And that is going to be a ground ball to Kennedy. He'll make the catch. I got to put one away. Miguel Teja, who's 2 for 3 today with a double and a run scored. They are going to let Teja take the hit. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 2, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-3. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Lance Berkman is up. Berkman 0 for 3. Berkman going to take the hit here. Berkman, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout on a 1-7. The 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a pop-up. Kennedy will get underneath it. McCallahan will point up. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, as the Cardinals retire the Astros in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Skip Schumacher, Rick Ankel, and Albert Pujols due up for the Cardinals. And with that, the Astros are going to go back to their bullpen. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for Houston. And they are going to bring in Wesley. Actually, they're going to bring in Tim. Tim will pitch here. So Tim Badrick comes into the game with a 6.16 ERA. He's pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He does have a special K. We will talk about that when that comes into play. Let's take a look at the stats here for Fernando. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 strike, an ERA of 12.16. Also, they are going to make a few changes to their lineup. At second base, Kazui Matsui will come out. And with that, Jeff Bloom will take... Oh, Bloom is already... Oh. Bloom is already in. So with that, they're going to bring in Mark Loretta. Loretta will take over at second, and then in left field, so at left field, Darren Estrad will take over at left field. Center field, that is going to go to Reggie Ambercorn. Will take over at center field. All right, and they are going to do a double switch there. So Reggie will bat at the top of the lineup. Skip Schumacher, 1 for 2 today. Is Skip going to take the hit? No, he is not. Schumacher are going to come out. They are going to bring in a pinch hitter. And they're going to bring in Aaron Miles to pinch hit. So Miles will pinch hit. He's batting at .239, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a walk plus on a 1 to 18. The 14 is in range. And that's going to be a walk. Strategy roll is a 12, infield double play depth. And Rick Ankles is up. Ankles, is he going to take the hit? He does. Ankles, 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's a strikeout plus on a 1 to 17. Remember, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 minus 3. We add 7 to that range. That's where we get the 17. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 1 away. Albert Pujols, 0 for 3. He's going to take the hit. Pujols. And here is the pitch. Pujols, 4-3, column 4, row 3 at the ballpark. Special K range now in play. However, on a 1 to 3, the 13 is too high. Does not do anything there. 6-1, column 6, row 1. It is a rare play. So anytime you roll a blank on the ballpark card, it becomes a rare play. Let's see what the rare play is today. And with that, the right fielder drives after a sinking liner, resolved as an S9 range play. We'll check for injury. So Pence on a 1 to 4, he'll make the catch. And no injury to Pence. Pence is done. Well, Pence is safe. 2 outs. And with that, Chris Duncan, 0 for 3. Is Duncan going to take the hit? Duncan is going to take the hit here. Duncan, 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 16 is too high. 14 outside of the range of the special K. And that's going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. And that is going to be a base hit into left field. So -3, and we're going to roll for runner advancement on a first to third for Miles. It's a -3. We roll 1d6. It's a 5. The die roll is too high, so he'll hold. So with that, Tim Daybreak tired. They are going to let him do one more. Are they going to let him do one more? No, they're going to pull him. So Tim Daybreak gets pulled, and we're going to have a quick call to the bullpen. They are going to bring in Doug Brokel. Brokel will come in to pinch against Troy Gladys. Gladys is 1 for 3 today with a double, a strikeout, and a run. Strategy roll 7, and here's the pitch. 2 outs, 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a walk on a 1-19. 6 in range. And that'll load the bases for Adam Kennedy. Kennedy 1 for 3, and he's going to take the hit. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll 15, Cardinals holding off. And that's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a walk on a 1-6. The 7 is too high. And that's going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a ground ball to Loretta. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So with that in... So Joe Matter will take over in right field. We also do have a new as Ryan Ludwig take over at center field. And those are the changes that they are making to the lineup there. It's no runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 8, it's Cardinals 3, Astros 1. We go to the top of the 9th. Mark Loretta, Jeff Bloom, Hunter Pence due up for the Astros. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look at the box score after 8 innings have been played here at Busch Stadium. Astros scored 1 run all the way back in the 4th inning. It's 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. The Cardinals, 3 runs in the 5th. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. And with that, the Cardinals go to their bullpen, and they are going to bring in, I want to say they're going to bring in Jason. Actually, they're going to bring in Ryan. Ryan Franklin's going to come in for the save here. Franklin comes into the game with a 10.65 ERA. 1 win, 2 losses, 3 saves. He's pitched 9 1/3 innings, allowed 13 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Mark Loretta up to bat, 5, 6, and 7. It's the heart of the lineup. Let's take a look at the stats here for for Kyle. Kyle went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 7.59. Doug Brokaw, who picked up the 1/3 of the inning there, allowed 1 walk, no ERA. So 5, 6, and 7 in the Astros lineup. Mark Loretta batting a .229, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6, strikeout on a 1-4. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. That's a fly ball back there to Ludwig. And that'll put 1 away. 1 down. Jeff Bloom 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Bloom going to take the hit. Switch hitter is batting left, and that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. Strikeout. And that's going to be a 1-5. Column 1, row 5. It's a fly ball back there to Mather. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Astros down to the last out. Hunter Pence is up. And he is going to take the hit. Here is the pitch. It's a 3-1, column 3, row 1, wild pitch. Nobody on. Pence. 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 1. It's a ground ball to Kennedy. He gets it, spins around, throws it over to Pujols. And that's the ball game as the St. Louis Cardinals defeat the Houston Astros of a final score of 3-1. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We got the final line score coming right up. So final score of the game, St. Louis Cardinals 3, Houston Astros 1. Astros 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. The Cardinals 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Brandon Looper will pick up his 2nd win of the game. Sean Chalkhorn will pick up his 4th straight loss of the game. And Ryan Franklin picks up his 4th save. No home runs by either team. So let's take a look at the stats here. Brandon Looper picks up the win, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 2.92. Sean Chalkhorn will pick up his 4th straight loss. He went 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 6.45. Tim Daybreak and Doug Brokaw, who Tim went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 5.63. And Doug, who went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 walk, no ERA there. Ryan Franklin picks up the 4th save, went 1 inning, an ERA of a 9.61. So that is going to do it for us here at Busch Stadium as the St. Louis Cardinals improved to 15-9 and the Houston Astros will drop to 11-13. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.